Thank you, Laska Hurley. I'd like to welcome Minister Kelly to the House this afternoon, and I would like to call on the Minister to comment on the newly installed double cycle lane at Stapleton Place in Dundalk, which has badly affected the safety of the residents on the road and in general the road users. The area of Stapleton Place in Dundalk is one of the widest and most picturesque roads in our town, and has a high aesthetic value. It was completely rearranged in recent months to facilitate the installation of this double cycle lane on a one-way street, which prior to the cycle lane facilitated 2 lanes of traffic. As a result of the new cycle lanes, the area is now a complete safety hazard to the residents, where people living on the left-hand side of the road who are getting out of the car will face cyclists if they get out on the passenger side, and will face the oncoming traffic if they get out on the right-hand side. Not taking into account the fact that this is supposedly a double cycle lane, so if somebody getting out on the passenger side, and we have many people with young families living and trying to manoeuvre prams or buggies or car seats if you're trying to get out into one cycle lane on this side and another one going on the other side, is just highly dangerous. I have witnessed at first hand exactly how dangerous it is for all residents, but especially, as I said, for residents of people with small families, and also I know of people with a disability living on that road, which is causing a huge safety concern to them. And no matter what door they emerge from, they're emerging into traffic. I would also just like to ask why the residents were not consulted on the matter before the roadworks commenced. I understand that there was no obligation to consult the residents, but I think surely residents should have been consulted and their opinion sought before the works were carried out. Let me just say at this point, I am in favour of cycle lanes and certainly would encourage people to cycle as far as possible. I understand the value of it, but where there's a safety hazard to other road users, definitely I think more careful and consideration and consultation should happen. As I said, I can report that I've seen more people cycle on this. Since the cycle lanes have been introduced, I haven't seen an increase in the amount of people cycling on this road. Despite the fact that there is a school at the end of this road, there hasn't been an increase, in my opinion, from what I've seen. The junction at the entrance to this road has also been very narrowly narrowed to ensure that the traffic coming in is reduced to a single lane. This is causing huge congestion on the road and in the surrounding areas to the traffic. I mean, it's totally unnecessary. What I can only call is an unsightly lump of cement at the entrance that has been placed is very, very dangerous. And again, I've witnessed one car hit off the side of it through no fault of his own. The surface of the road as a result of these roadworks is totally unsatisfactory, and as a matter of fact I actually thought that it was a temporary road surface for the first few weeks when it was there. I would just like to question the whole value for money that was spent on this project and which was funded by the Department of Transport, and call on a full review, or would be grateful for a full review of how this was carried out. Thank you.
Sure. Minister.
Thank you very much, Senator, for the question. I'd like to thank you for raising it and giving me the opportunity to outline the Government's commitment to smarter travel and to addressing the issue in question. My department provided funding of almost 10 million of capital funding for projects under the Jobs Initiative scheme, which included improvement of pedestrian and cycling infrastructure and other sustainable transport measures in towns and rural areas outside the GDA, the Greater Dublin area. Works completed including cycle paths and cycle parking, pedestrian routes, improving pedestrian and cycling accessibility to key destinations including town centres, public transport locations and education centres, schools, low-cost traffic management and signage schemes, and low-cost safety measures to enhance the attractiveness of walking and cycling. Works at Stapleton Place in Dundalk were funded under this Jobs Initiative scheme. These works comprised of a 2-way cycle track, enhanced pedestrian route and speed reduction measures on Stapleton Place from its junction with Hill Street to its junction with the Crescent. I must stress that the design of the cycle lanes and associated works was and is a matter for Dundalk Town Council. My department is not in a position to undertake or supervise that level of detail for each of the many projects funded throughout the country. I have been informed by Dundalk Town Council that a number of design issues have been raised locally concerning safety along this track, such as the interaction between cars and cyclists at certain junctions, car parking along the cycle route, and the visibility of the curb installed to separate the cycle track from the road. The local authority is undertaking to conduct another safety audit of the route and is currently engaging with the local community to address the safety issues raised. I do hope that any issues in relation to this project can be resolved locally. And I'll make this assurance to the Senator that when I visit the area, which I hope to do in the next few weeks, that I will engage with the Council if necessary in relation to this or any other matter that may be of help to the Senator. This and other projects are important in making progress on sustainable travel. Persuading people to travel smarter is a key element of this government's transport policy. Helping people to make smarter choices about their personal travel habits, choosing to walk, cycle or take public transport rather than taking the car for every journey. Smarter travel can be sidelined in the transport debate. Getting more people to cycle more often is not as straightforward as deliverable as a new stretch of motorway or a fleet of trains. No one disagrees with the idea that increased walking and cycling or active travel is a good thing. What we need to accept as a nation is that a move to active travel is fast becoming a necessity. Active travel is necessary to improve the nation's health, to make our communities livable, and to reduce our emission outputs and energy use. A sustained shift to more active travel modes will contribute to our national competitiveness as well as our well-being. Increased cycling and walking increases the health and fitness level. My department has taken a two-pronged approach to promote active travel, improving cycling and walking infrastructure around the country, making it safer and more attractive to walk and cycle, allied with the promotion of active travel to persuade people to get out of their cars. And last, I'd just like to say to the Senator that this is a matter for Dundalk Town Council. Obviously, you've brought it to my attention, but it is primarily a matter for the Council. Having said that, when I am in the area, if necessary, I will have a discussion with them in relation to this and other matters.
Senator Moran.
Thank you, Minister, and I welcome your statement that you will visit the area when you come to Dundalk, and I look forward to showing it to you on the day, and I also look forward to consultation with the Dundalk Town Council that the matter may be resolved locally. Thank you.
Thank you. The next